The film begins by showing a guy named Cheng Dongqing who was studying at a Chinese university. Before he could get into college, he failed his entrance exam twice, and he almost lost hope and planned to become a farmer just like his mother because he didn't have enough money to afford college. But fortunately, his mother decided to borrow money from the extended family so that Dongqing could go to college and have a better life. One morning, as Dongqing arrived at his campus dormitory, he witnessed an argument between two men who were throwing objects around. Unfortunately, one of the objects hit Dongqing, causing him some harm. Soon after, the other students came to Dongqing's aid, but then began arguing with each other, prompting him to step in and try to stop them. One of the students, Meng Xiaojun, was wearing glasses and came from a family who spoke English fluently. In fact, Xiaojun's father and grandfather had even lived in America, so he always praised America as a country with a bright and brilliant future. On the other hand, there was a guy named Wang Yang, who had long hair, and although his English was not as good as Xiaojun's, he had a charm that attracted women easily. Even an American tourist named Lucy was attracted to him. So, Wang Yang was a popular student on campus and enjoyed watching Hollywood movies. When Dongqing learned that Wang Yang and Xiaojun had better English skills than himself, he became interested in learning English. Soon after, he joined the English club to improve his language skills, but unfortunately, when he tried to speak English in front of the members, they laughed and insulted him. Feeling sorry for Dongqing, who was being ridiculed by the members of the club, Xiaojun took the initiative to teach him. He proudly showed off his English dictionary, but did not allow others to borrow it. Despite this setback, Dongqing remained determined to read 800 English books during college. One day, while reading a book in the library, Dongqing was taken aback when a beautiful woman named Su Mei sat down next to him. He was mesmerized by her beauty and his heart skipped a beat. However, when he tried to introduce himself, Su Mei refused him resolutely. The next day in class, the lecturer explained that racism in America was still prevalent and difficult to overcome. Then, Xiaojun immediately refuted this statement and vowed to prove the lecturer wrong about America. One of the students who did not accept because the lecturer's statement was criticized, provoked students in the class to beat Xiaojun. This incident led to a solid friendship between Xiaojun and two other classmates, Wang Yan and Dongqing. They were so close that they helped each other out in various situations, such as when Dongqing wanted to express his love for Su Mei, and even though she rejected him, their bond remained strong. However, Dongqing was determined to win Su Mei's heart and visited her frequently despite her suffering from tuberculosis. In an act of selflessness, he even offered to catch the disease himself just to be with her. Eventually, she was touched by his sacrifice and accepted his feelings, and the two of them started dating. One day, Wang Yan visited Dongqing, who was also suffering from tuberculosis, while Xiaojun was busy preparing for the TOEFL test. Since Xiaojun couldn't make it, he lent his English dictionary to Wang Yan. While studying the dictionary, Dongqing stumbled upon a piece of paper that said, "One day, you will definitely make me jealous." After some time had passed, the words written on the paper that Dongqing had found came true. When the three friends graduated from college, he applied for a visa to go to America, but unfortunately, his application was rejected every time due to his lack of English skills, which were not deemed sufficient for immigrants to come to America. On the other hand, Xiaojun had no trouble getting a visa, and he was all set to leave for America. The next day, at the airport, Dongqing accompanied Xiaojun, and as they parted ways, he vowed to make Xiaojun jealous with his life someday. But Xiaojun just smiled and said it couldn't be possible since he was going to live in America. Before saying their final goodbyes, Dongqing hugged both Xiaojun and Wang Yan tightly. As Xiaojun walked away, Dongqing tried to stay strong, but tears rolled down his cheeks as he bid farewell to his two best friends. A few months later, Dongqing found work as an English teacher, but he had trouble keeping his students engaged during lessons as they always seemed to doze off. Due to his small income, he also taught private English lessons to the principal's grandson to make ends meet. However, when Dongqing asked for payment for his private tutoring, the headmaster did not pay him with money, but with sacks of food. Despite everything, Dongqing had kept his promise to Su Mei. He had used up his savings to buy TOEFL preparation books for her. However, it was all for nothing, because Su Mei had secretly obtained a visa to America without telling him. When he found out, he was stunned and worried that she might never return to China and be with him again. On the other hand, Wang Yang also had his own set of problems. He had just broken up with Lucy, who had chosen to go back to America. To make matters worse, his novel had not sold well, which made him feel like his life was falling apart. In his frustration, he decided to change his life by asking Dongqing to cut his long hair. One night, Dongqing received a call from Su Mei, who broke up with him. He wondered why Su Mei seemed to always have problems in her life. Besides this, he faced another problem which the school found out about his private tutoring, and that went against their rules, and he was threatened with being fired. After facing all these problems, Dongqing eventually decided to drop out of school. On his last day of teaching, he tried to wake up his sleeping students by shouting at them. He also shared about his past mistakes and the misfortunes he had experienced. However, his story only made his students laugh at him. Feeling sad and defeated, he said goodbye to the school. Despite everything, Dongqing didn't give up. he started giving private English lessons and put up flyers with the help of Wang Yang. As he gained more students, he began teaching in a restaurant and his business started to thrive. Seeing the success of his private tutoring business, he asked Wang Yang to join him and he accepted without hesitation. Together, they found an old abandoned government building and transformed it into a place for private English lessons. Every day, more and more people became interested in their tutoring services and they started making a lot of money. Meanwhile, Xiao Jun, who used to work as an assistant professor in a biology lab in America, lost his job and had to work as a waiter in a restaurant with low wages because he was not a Native American. Life was becoming harder for him in America, so he decided to return to China. When Xiao Jun arrived in China, Dongqing and Wang Yang gave him a warm welcome by cutting his hair as a tradition for those who return home. They then invited Xiao Jun to their private lessons and were amazed to find out that they had more than 2,000 students. The next day, Dongqing proudly introduced Xiao Jun to all of his students, but Xiao Jun, who used to be confident, struggled to speak fluently because he was reminded of his bad memories in America. He immediately went backstage, feeling overwhelmed. Soon after, Dongqing quickly went on stage and explained that Xiao Jun was still tired from his trip. After calming down, he went to Dongqing and Wang Yang and said that he wasn't cut out to be a speaker. As a result, he decided to serve as an advisor for people who wanted to apply for visas to America. A few days later, Xiao Jun gave Wang Yang some advice on his teaching methods. When Dongqing arrived, Xiao Jun asked him about his dreams, which left Dongqing speechless. Later, Dongqing gave a speech in front of his students, revealing that he had never had a dream because he had experienced failure many times in life. However, he also explained that failure was not something to be afraid of, and that success could only be achieved after many failures. Suddenly, police officers arrived and arrested Dongqing and his two best friends for illegally using a building. Their course was closed by the court as punishment. At that time, Xiao Jun was angry and argued that they had tried to get the necessary permits but hadn't received a response from the government yet. Then, Dongqing eventually agreed to pay the fine and settle the matter. After the incident, the three friends worked together to improve their private tutoring system, which became the largest English language institution in China. They named it New Dream. Their success drew media attention, and Xiao Jun wanted to discuss dividing the shares among the three of them. However, Dongqing urged him to be patient and reminded him that they had agreed to divide everything equally. During their discussion, Wang Yang came in and informed them that their institution was being sued by EES, an American education center, for using their TOEFL material without permission. Because of that problem, Xiao Jun flew to America to find a solution. However, he came back empty-handed. One day, while he was strolling around, he came up with an idea to register their course institution on the American stock market so that it could expand overseas. But Dongqing rejected the idea. Soon after, Dongqing shared this incident with Wang Yang, and he thought that if Xiao Jun gained more control over the company, Dongqing would have to always submit to him, even though Dongqing was the one who initially built the course institute. A few days later, during a meeting about the distribution of shares, Dongqing and Xiao Jun got into another argument. To prevent the situation from escalating, Wang Yang quickly intervened and separated them. Meanwhile, many people protested in front of the course institution building, causing more trouble. After things calmed down, Xiao Jun called another meeting to discuss the plan of making their institution a public company. When Dongqing heard this, he turned against Xiao Jun and they got into a fight. Finally, Wang Yang spoke up about his marriage and invited his two best friends to his wedding. On Wang Yang's wedding day, he indirectly hinted at a friendship that was shattered because of a disagreement. At that time, Dongqing and Xiao Jun were left speechless after hearing his words. After the party ended, the three friends gathered again and started pouring their hearts out. Soon after, Dongqing tried to reconcile with Xiao Jun, but he refused because he no longer trusted him as a friend. There, Xiao Jun also clarified that the letters in his diary were meant for himself, not for Dongqing. There, Dongqing felt foolish for believing in something so easily. Soon after, Xiao Jun and him started arguing again, blaming each other until Xiao Jun decided to leave, followed by Wang Yang. Then, Dongqing was left alone, and from that day on, they started walking their separate paths. One day, Dongqing accidentally met Sumei, who was married and had a son. When they met, she expressed her pride in all that he had achieved. Hearing her words, Dongqing burst into tears. After some time, news of American education centers' demands against New Dream became widespread, and Dongqing, Wang Yang, and Xiao Jun decided to reunite to solve the issue. They flew to America and decided to eat at the restaurant where Xiao Jun used to work before meeting with the education center representative. During the meal, Xiao Jun explained why he wanted New Dream to become a public company is to make Americans would no longer look down on them. Shortly after, Xiao Jun attempted to meet with Bernard, the representative of the educational institution that demanded New Dream, but he couldn't find him even after waiting for 8 hours. A few days later, they finally had a meeting with the ES, and Dongqing impressed everyone with his English proficiency and revealed the articles of punishment against their institution. The EES was left amazed and astounded when Dongqing revealed that although they taught the same material as the EES exam, New Dream's success was not achieved through cheating. He even mentioned that he plans to register New Dream on the American stock market. After shutting down the EES, the trio proceeded to visit Cao Jun's former workplace, only to discover that the laboratory was registered under Cao Jun's name. It was a surprise for Cao Jun to learn that Dongqing had secretly made a donation to the laboratory's development using his name. In the end, the film showcased their journey to successfully register New Dream on the stock market, eventually becoming a renowned educational company in China with a whopping market capitalization of $3 billion. The film ends. The moral of this story is that nobody is handing you a free pass. Your dreams, your goals cannot be accomplished by simply asking other people for it. It's upon you to make them come true.